Chapter 20 of When No Pony's Gone Before by Arcade Striker JK5. Kirk leaned forward, hands crossed behind his back, holding onto his suitcase. He and his command crew stood just outside the room with the mirror leading camera high. The mirror had been activated, and the energy vortex swirling the outfit, with Spike standing in front. He turned to his fellow crew. Now please remember, they're both still teenagers and rather large fans of the show. They're trying their best to restrain themselves. Bones chuckled slightly. No need to worry, Jim. Rather flattered he thinks so highly of us. Rather humbling, actually. Laura nodded, smiling. I think we can handle the two ladies, Kent. He's done a lot of good for us. Sue looked at her, nodding. Good news. I'm glad I know about the threat to Demora. I owe them a lot. Inside the room, Sunset Simmer emerged from a portal, clad in her Starfleet outfit. She tried at the Spike sign about her head. Spike, it's good to see you. She looked around. So, do you know about what the surprise is? Spike barked a laugh. Sorry, Sunset, but I promised Twilight wouldn't say anything. Just then, Trixie and Twilight walked through the portal. Trixie was also wearing her outfit from before. No, Twilight! From the chest! You are a Klingon! Your words must carry! She waved it forward like, now, repeat after me. Chospaka Rav Wolf Buka! Twilight cleared her throat. Ahem. Chospaka Rav Wolf Buka! Trixie slowly nodded. Not too shabby. We'll have to continue working on this, of course. Sunset looked over her shoulder. Good thing summer vacation's coming up. You two can have the time to work on that. She turned, tried over to Twilight opposite of Trixie, then spun around. Trixie, think we could work a schedule for this? Trixie scowled. Damn it, Sunset! I'm a magician, not a secretary. Her eyes wide-eyed. I can't believe I said that. She grinned. I wondered what Bose would think about my impression if he ever heard of it. Twilight's Spike could chase a look, eyes blinking. Twilight turned back to the pair. Well, funny you should mention that. She turned to the doorway. Captain Kirk, you and the others can come out now. Sunset and Trixie looked at each other, eyes wide and widening by the second. Sunset turned back to Twilight. What? Before Twilight could respond, Kirk, Spock, Bones, Scotty, Sulu, Aurora, and Chekhov walked through the door. Kirk walked up to the ponies and dragon, suitcase in one hand. He dropped to one knee. Thank you, Twilight. He looked at Sunset and Trixie. I hope we didn't start you. Bones spoke up. And for the record, Miss Little Moon, that is a pretty good impression. Though I don't think I'm that gravelly. His brow furrowed. I don't say that all the time, do I? Trixie slowly looked at Bones. She swallowed, sucked in a deep breath before speaking. I meant to denote disrespect, sir. Spock docked her eyebrow. Considering our prior encounters with us, Miss Little Moon, it would be illogical to assume offense was intended. Kirk held the suitcase out. Trixie, Sunset, in gratitude for your actions, Princess Sparkle has arranged a gift for you both. His son still lost the suitcase class, unlocking it and opening it up. He tilted it in her direction. Inside were two silver picture frames, each with an identical photo. It was a cast photo from Star Trek on the set of the bridge. The main cast was there, with Kirk in the command chair, the rest surrounding him. They were looking at the camera, most of them smiling. Except Spock! No doubt. Each of them was a signature. Instead of the actors or actresses, it was James Kirk, Spock, Leonard McCoy, and so on. You know, that's one of the things I love about Star Trek 6, besides everything, was that the cast, in the end, signed as their names. That's kind of a way of saying goodbye. It was kind of tear-jerking when you think about it. Sunset leaned in close. She let a sharp gasp as her brain processed the contents. She looked at Kirk, her eyes watery. This is... She looked at Twilight. How... Twilight lowered her head, blushing slightly. I managed to slip through the mirror, find Canterlot High's Pinkie Pie, and arrange for her to make a little purchase over the internet. I brought it back, and Captain Kirk's command staff were gracious enough to sign them for you. Sunset slowly folded the picture frames out of the suitcase. She looked at Kirk, then the others. I can't even begin to... Trixie started slamming a hold on the floor. That's it! She can't do this anymore! She tried forward. Okay, I'm gonna get this out, and no one's gonna stop me! She tapped a hoof in the air. Thank you! The Enterprise command staff looked at each other confused. You're welcome, lass, Sky said finally. But what? Tracy swallowed. I know you're not the actors and actress for the show, but still, I'm gonna say this. I remember when I was a young girl, sitting on Daddy's lap as we watched the show for the first time. Hell, he and Mom met at a Star Trek convention. Your show was made 50 years ago, yet so much of it is relevant today. There's so much that you said that we have to remember. That yes, we're savages, but we can rise above it. We can choose not to kill, that we can show mercy and compassion to our enemies. Different groups of people can come together to create something much bigger and better than alone. That's the meaning of Star Trek, people. That's why we come back to it so much. That's why we love this series. Thank you. By now, tears were openly flowing down Trixie's cheeks. I was something of a lonely kid, starved for attention. She glanced over her shoulder at Sunset, smiled wanly. It's why I use the third person pronouns so much. She went back to the crew. You showed me a place that we could all be accepted, where I could be Trixie Littlenoon, and it wasn't just me. I think it's reasonable for me to say that I speak for millions of people when I say that, and when I again say thank you. Okay, RK, how much of that was you and how much of that was Trixie? She swallowed, took a couple of steps back. Her head dipped low, even as her cheeks turned crimson. I'm sorry, she whispered, voice barely audible. Sunset walked up to Trixie's side, in fat four forelegs her in a tight hug. Silence reigned in the room for close to a minute. Kirk stood up and walked over to Spock. He leaned in and whispered something to his first officer. Spock looked at Trixie, then to Sunset. He then nodded to Kirk. He stepped back and turned around, hands outstretched. I do apologize. The second part of the surprise is their minds. Twilight blinked. Second part? She gasped as she elbows her ribs. Oh, I mean, yes, the second part! She leaned forward, brow furrowing ever so slightly. So, what's the second part again? I don't know how you could top that type of scene, because that was good. Kirk pulled out his communicator and flipped it over. Why, a tour of the Enterprise, Princess. He held his communicator close to his mouth. Enterprise, stand by for transport. Glanced down at Tracy and Sunset. Unless you prefer not to. Sunset and Tracy exchanged a long look. Trixie's head shot around as she looked up at Kirk. She opened her mouth, but Sunset craned her hoof in before she could speak. Captain, we would be... She swallowed and steeled herself before continuing. Honored. Trixie merely nodded, tears in her eyes. Kirk smiled. Looked to his senior staff. We'll meet you up there. Kirk spotted. We'll transport back to the Enterprise in 10 minutes, Captain. He looked down to Sunset and Trixie. Enjoy the tour. Kirk knelt down to the two ponies. Energize. Twilight and Spike stood outside the Castle of Friendship. It was early the next day, and 5 large wooden wagons, overflowing with cloudy white crystals, approached them. The front wagon was being towed by Ignatius Rock, with Maud at his side. Ignatius stopped a few dozen paces from Twilight, unsettled himself from the wagon, and trotted up, Maud by his side. They stopped short of her and bowed. Princess Sparkle, he said, bowing his head. Maud followed suit, the others bowing to her. Twilight was slightly directions, reached out gently and tilted Ignatius' head up. I appreciate that, but please no bowing. We're all friends here. She looked to the others. Well, eventually. Ignatius stepped back and turned to the other ponies. If I may introduce my fellow rock farmers. He turned to a sleek gray stallion, a younger-looking mare, and a colt that looked nigh identical to the stallion. This is Talos Granite, his daughter Sail, and his son Nugget. He moved on to a mare with a rather bright cloak. This is Phyllis Quotes. He waved at three mares and her daughters, Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl. That's a self. I really gotta get back to watching Steven Universe. He finally approached four stallions, all of similar build. This is Jedi, his older brother Nephrite, their younger brother Zoisite, and Zoisite's husband Kunzite. You can take the Sailor Moon out of the fanboy, but you can't take the fan out of Sailor Moon. So I turned her head, making eye contact with everyone here. I'm very pleased to meet you all. I'm also glad you brought the wagons. Our horn glowed and two tricores floated out of saddlebags. One of them settling the spice grip. So he held the other one up high. These are called tricorders. They're machines used by the Federation and Empire to tell the things that their eyes can't see. A brow furrowed slightly. They're like looking spells used by unicorns. Ignatius spoke up. Princess Sparkle. Lieutenant Commander Scott and Commander Kellett, son of Grix, demonstrated their operation to my family. They're very useful. We got to Talus. We found 5 new veins of precious minerals. Nephrite stepped forward, eyes wide. I knew it. I knew that someday the stars would aid Equestria. You had to use your Liam voice, didn't you? Hey, what can I say? I love the biz-up. Slicer rubbed his eyes, buried his face on a foreleg. Twilight blinked. Well, you might not be wrong. She looked to Spike. Now, Spike and I both will scan the crystals for backup. Spike, you remember the instructions Spock gave you, right? Spike waved her off. Yeah. He flipped to the top panel. Press the buttons. He stared at the screen. Nope, wait. He flipped another turn the knob. The tricorder whirred to life. Spike waved it about grinning. Told you. Twilight rolled her eyes. Yes, Spike. She glanced to the rock farmers. If you'll excuse me for a moment. And their nods. So we began walking around the wagons, waving the tricorder around. Yep, definitely yep. She finally came to a stop where she started from. Held the tricorder up in the air. If I'm reading this right, all the crystals in those wagons are pure, stable dilithium crystals. Spike walked over to her, waved his own tricorder about. Same here, Twilight. He looked down at it. It's also detecting something called. He squinted at the screen. Vectoron particles? Twilight looked over at his cylinder. I'll look at that later. Thanks for your help, Spike. Ma spoke up. This definitely changes things. I'm very excited for the future. She said. Her expression remained stoic as ever. Chalice and Felspar walked up to Twilight, flanking Ignatius. Princess pardon, but I still do not understand why the weeds will be so valuable to the Federation or the Empire. Felspar said, her eyes narrowing slightly. Twilight waggled her head back and forth. Well, I can understand your confusion and suspicion. Turns out we've always considered weeds are key components to the starships. She leaned in close. This might be the key to securing Equestria's future in the galactic community. Felspar looked to Ignatius. I'm glad to see you weren't joking about this, she drawled out. Must welcome surprise from your usual tomfoolery. Twilight and Spike looked at her. Sorry, what? Twilight asked. A single strand remained coming loose. Talus nodded. It is true, Princess. Ignatius could be quite the kid or a jokester. Ma nodded. Pinky and I get our sense of humor from him, she said. Spike held up a claw. But Twilight placed a hoof on his shoulder. Later, Spike. Just later. She cleared her throat, continuing. Anyway, if you'll step aside, I'd like to talk to you about the dilithium. I have some ideas and proposals to run by you all. Ignatius rubbed his chin. If I may venture a guess, Princess Sparkle, are you thinking of having us sell our dilithium crystals to the Federation and Empire? Twilight grinned. You guessed great, Ignatius. She looked around at everyone. Now please keep in mind, this is only a preliminary discussion. There's a lot of information we need from you, from both the Federation and Empire. It won't be easy either. In the end, though, I think all of us will benefit tremendously from working together. Ignatius nodded. I agree with you, Princess Sparkle, and I think I speak for the others when I say this. The airplanes nodded, speaking in agreement with Ignatius. Twilight beamed. Thank you all. Secure to her left and waved the wing at the front doors. Spike, could you lead into the main conference room? Spike straightened up, tossed a Twilight salute. My pleasure, he marched inside. Arms swinging, and Easius Mod following quickly behind. It was trailing behind. Twilight outside. Soldiers saw slightly, some of the tension melting away. Step one out of the way. Several thousand left to go, she said, walking into her castle and closing the door behind her. Thanks to Sun Tzu, Fullstaff, and Talon 4 for the help of proofreading. Thanks to M.E. Lovecoat and Fullstaff for the suggestion of some of the Rock family names. And as I said, Amethyst, Garnet, and Pearl are from Steven Universe, and Jadeite, Nephrite, Zoisite, and Kunzite are from Sailor Moon. Woo! For the record, no, I have not seen Steven Universe, nor do I intend to. Please do not tell me I have to or anything along those lines. Nothing against the show. It's just very difficult for me to get into new media. Depressing can be an absolute bitch, as some of you can attest to. Hey, if you don't want to, you don't want to. Chapter 21. Twice stood in Canterlot Castle's throne room, a pair of saddlebags slung across her back. Celestia, Keynes, and Luna stood by her, just behind. For perhaps a dozenth time, Twilight floated a scroll out of her saddlebag, unfolded it, and looked it over. She then rolled it back up and slid back the saddlebag. Keynes trotted to Twilight's side, placed a hoof on her shoulder. Twilight, in through the nose, out through the muscle. All right? Remember? Twilight's nostrils flared as she went through her breathing exercises a few times. Her shoulders sagged slightly as she seemed to calm down. Thank you, Keynes, she said, smiling. Celestia walked up to Twilight's other side, opposite of Keynes. Don't worry, Twilight. I'm sure both Kirk and Kang will accept your proposal. As if on cue, a pair of communicators placed on the Solar Throne's armrest chirped. Celestia's horn glowed as he floated them over, flipping them open. Enterprise! Chaos Prime! This is Celestia. We are ready to receive your landing parties. Acknowledge. Chaos first, this time. Princess Celestia, Captain Kang, and Science Officer Mara, prepare to beam down. Princess, Captain Kirk, and Mr. Spock are also ready to beam down. Celestia nodded, smiling, energized then. She looked at Twilight as she returned her communicators to its resting place. You'll be fine, Twilight. Luna spoke up as she trotted to the group. Indeed, Twilight Sparker. Both the Federation and the Empire would be fools to turn your proposal down. Any further conversation was cut off as 4 columns of light appeared in front of the Alicorns, quickly resolving into Captain Kirk, Mr. Spock, Captain Kang, Science Officer Mara. Kirk looked around, quickly focusing on Kang. Kang, good too. Kang held up his right hand and waved Kirk off. I must speak, Kirk. It is of vital importance. He walked up to the quartet of Alicorns and held up a data pad. 2 days ago, I received a message from General Korchuk of the Klingon High Command. He glanced at... I believe you know the name. Kirk nodded, staying silent for a moment. Kang looked straight, once ahead, once more. His eyes locked into each pair of pony eyes. I cannot play the message for you, but I can inform you that the short-sighted idiot dismissed Mara's report about how foolish it would be to try and invade your planet. He also had ordered me to attempt coercive techniques on you and stop at nothing to sway you into the Empire. Therefore, I decided to terminate negotiations with you and leave for Kronos. The Empire does not deserve your alliance. The High Command has shown itself to be dishonorable. He turned to Kirk and thumped his chest. You are more Klingon than those spineless Krr at the homeworld. I say to you, Kirk. Pulled out the communicator and flipped it open. K2. Wait! You can't leave! Not like that! Silence permeated the throne room after the outburst. Everyone slowly turned to the source of the cry, everyone looking to Twilight Sparkle. For her, she simply stood there, eyes wide, mouth slightly agape, and cheeks ran slightly. Kang looked down at Twilight, crossed his arms. And why would that, Princess? He asked, voice an icy chill. Twilight's legs locked. She slowed up a step forward, eyes on Kang. It would be wrong to punish the entirety of the Klingon Empire for the actions of some bureaucrats. It wouldn't be honorable. Kang snorted. The Empire needs to have its eyes open, Princess. There are events in the future that would be changed by any alliance with Equestria. Events that would help us steer right onto the bright path. He shook his head. No. It would be far too difficult for one Klingon, or one Klingon and his crew to change things. Even with the information Sunset Shimmer and Twinkling Little Moon have provided us. Press communicator once more. K2! Kirk split up. I knew you were many things, Kang. I did not think coward was one of them. Temperature in the throne room seemed to drop by several dozen degrees. Mara slowly turned and walked over to Kirk. It would be very wise of you to retract that insult, Kirk, or I take a pound of flesh as compensation, she snarled out. Spock stepped forward. Place yourself between Kirk and Mara. Captain Kirk has not insulted Captain Kang. He has barely stated a fact. Kirk quickly placed a hand on Spock's shoulder, guided to his left. Thank you, Mr. Spock, but I can handle things. Kang moved to Mara to his side. And I thank you as well, my wife. But this is my battle, not yours. Twilight opened her mouth, but a translucent barrier formed in front of her. She looked to her right. Celestia appeared in her vision. Princess? She asked. Celestia glanced at Kirk and Kang. This right here is the critical moment, Twilight. Here, they have to be able to work it out themselves. They'll agree together. Kirk must convince Kang to hear you out on his own. Kirk and Kang started circling each other. Kang waved Kirk off. I will not listen to your words, Kirk. I know what you'll try to tell me, but I will not listen. I am leaving. Kirk shrugged. Very well. I meant what I said, Kang. I never thought you a coward. You're stubborn, proud, but no coward. Turning your back on Princess Sparkle here, though? His lips curled in a sneer. That is cowardly. Kang snored. I know what you're trying to do, Kirk. You're trying to make me angry. It won't work here. Kirk shook his head. I'm not trying to make you angry. I'm trying to open your eyes, Kang. He suddenly waved Kang off and turned. Although I'm probably wasting my time. After all, it's typical of a Klingon to retreat from a battle he can't win, to tuck tail and run off. You can't help it. Kang's lips curled back. Your skills at diplomacy and cunning are lacking, Kirk. I am leaving now. Kirk shook his head. You already said you were going, Kang. Of course, to expect a Klingon to honor his word was foolish of me. An empire of cowards, backstabbers. You never know when they'll pull the knife out and stab you, preferably in the... Kang leaned forward, grabbed Kirk by his shirt with one hand, the other pulling his from his sheath and holding it up. The twin secondary blades clicked open. If I stab you, Kirk, it will not be from behind, he shouted, eyes blazing. Kirk met Kang's stare, locking eyes with Kang's. So now you defend the Empire? The people within? I thought they weren't worthy of being defended. Kang stood there for a long minute before letting go of Kirk's shirt and sheathing his blade. They are, Kirk, no matter what you or I say. Kirk tugged at his shirt. So, is this how you help them? By turning away from the best possible chance you ever have. He held up his hand. Kang, you want to help them. I see it in your eyes. But you can't help them by turning away. You can help them, Kang. It won't be easy, but it is possible. People can change, Kang. He tapped his chest. Do you think humans, or Vulcans, were always like this? Both our peoples and our hands are drenched in millennia bloodshed. We both nearly destroyed ourselves. But we learned, and we're still learning, how to rise above our nature, to be the people we know we can be. Kang drew himself up. One Klingon cannot change an entire empire. Kirk smiled. But he can start. You're no ordinary Klingon, Kang. You're a starship captain. Only one in a million can do what I can do. It is our duty to make the tough decisions, to force the right path ahead. No, it won't be easy, but I'll bet on you rather than against you. Thank you, Kirk, for the awesome Kirk speech! Kang's expression softened. Very well. He leaned back slightly, eyes narrowing. But what do you gain from this, Kirk? Why bring the Empire back to the table? Kirk turned and glanced at Twilight. On Equus, I've learned that friendship is something that should be shared. That is a kind of magic. Kang nodded. And if you keep it to yourself, then no one will have it. It's an interesting paradox, Kirk. He stepped back and thumped his chest to salute. You are an honorable human, Kirk. There is a place for you in Stofokor. Kirk returned to salute. Thank you, Kang. And you are honorable. And this is why Kirk's awesome. Yes, I know there have been episodes where he womanizes, seduces the hot alien chick of the day, but if you watch the series as a whole, you'll see that that's actually rarer than you may think. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, and I don't want to say it doesn't happen enough where me and my brother have come up with a running gag where we both shout "Darn Kirk!" whenever he seduces the latest woman. But if you watch the series, you'll see that Kirk, a lot of the times, does try to find the non-violent solution. That he does show compassion when it's necessary. And he does think his way out of the non-win scenario. Yes, he has confidence, but he uses that to back up. That's what's great about this fic. It does remember that above all, Kirk is human. For all the faults and mistakes that he's made. But if you were to ask him if you were to give somebody a choice, he would definitely give it to you. And that's what Kirk does. And that's why he is awesome. Besides, I've seen the episodes where it's away from the usual, I am Captain Kirk! And I still remember the episodes where he comforts a grieving widow, where he realizes that maybe it's best not to fight. And all that. Kang turned from Kirk and walked over to the quartet of alicorns. Bowed his head and locked eyes with Twilight. My decision earlier was rash and ill-informed, Princess. I am willing to listen to your proposal. Twilight kept her head up. Thank you, Captain. Her horn glowed and two scrolls levitated out of her saddlebags. One floated over to Kirk, the other to Kang. I think you'll find this proposal concerning our dilithium leads very enticing. Special massive thanks to Full Shaft, Dark Sterling, Sun Soon, Saljack, and Salah for their help here with Kirk and Kang's exchange. The negotiations will not be televised, mostly because there's no way I have the talent to make them interesting. Besides, do we really just want to see Kirk, Kang, and Twilight and Celestia and Luna just sitting around a table talking all day? No!